Picture this, you're mid-presentation. Everything is going well. And then it happens. Your mind just stops. The sentence you were about to say disappears completely. And in that moment, time slows down. Your heart races, and every eye in the room feels like it's burning a hole through you. If you've ever experienced this, you are not alone, my friend. And more importantly, there is nothing wrong with you. My name is Mtavisi, and I've coached hundreds of founders, executives, and professionals as a public speaking coach. And going blank mid-speech is one of the most common fears I hear. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why it happens and 3 things you can do when it happens. So here's what's actually happening in your brain when your mind goes blank. Research shows that when you're stressed, standing in front of a room, all eyes on you, your nervous system detects a threat, and it responds by flooding your body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones temporarily shut down your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for working memory, language, and clear thinking. In other words, your brain hasn't forgotten your content. It just can't access it right now because it thinks you're being chased by a predator. This is just biology, not incompetence, not nerves, not a lack of preparation. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's trying to protect you. And here's something else that's worth noting. Neuroscientists studying this phenomenon found that on average, we spend between 5 and 20% of our time experiencing mind blanks. 5 to 20%. This isn't a rare failure that only happens to bad speakers. It happens to everyone. The difference between speakers who recover well and those who don't isn't whether they go blank. It's what they do when they go blank. So here are 3 things I teach every client for when their mind goes blank. Number 1, remember that no one knows what you are going to say. This is the most important reminder, and it's the one that people forget in the panic of the moment. Think about it. The audience is not sitting there with a copy of your script. They don't know what word was supposed to come next. They don't know what point you were about to make. You going blank is invisible to them far more often than you think. We talked about the illusion of transparency on this channel, the research showing that speakers dramatically overestimate how much the audience can actually see. And this is the same principle. The mind blank feels significant to you, but to the audience, it's often just a pause. Number 2, pause, breathe, and give yourself 3 to 4 seconds. If you go blank, don't panic, don't rush. Just stop. Take a breath. Give yourself 3 to 4 seconds to let your brain catch up. Now, I know what you're thinking. 3 to 4 seconds feels like so much time when you're standing in front of a room, but here's the truth. Those seconds feel so much longer to you than they do to the audience. I know this because I blanked too, more times than you think. I recently finished a presentation and someone asked me, when was the last time you forgot what you were meant to say? I told them, today. It was today, right here. They were shocked because nobody noticed. I paused, I took a breath, and I moved on to the next thing I wanted to say. To the audience, it looked like a deliberate pause, a moment of thought, a sign of someone measured and in control. Most of the time, in those few seconds, your thought will come back to you. And if it doesn't, do your best to move into the next point you wanted to make. The audience will follow you. They always do. And number 3, if all else fails, just be human. This is the one thing that surprises people most, that if you can't recover smoothly in a few seconds, acknowledge it. Say something like, I just lost my train of thought, bear with me for a second. Or even just laugh about it. And I know it sounds terrifying, but here's what I've seen coaching hundreds of speakers. When a speaker goes completely blank and says nothing, it's actually extremely uncomfortable for the audience. They feel it too. They don't know where to look. They want to help you, but they can't. But the moment that you acknowledge it, something shifts. You've let them in. You've shown them a very human, vulnerable moment that almost every person in that room has probably experienced too. And most times, the audience will just laugh with you. They'll root for you even, because authenticity is so much more compelling than perfection. Going blank doesn't mean you're a bad speaker. It just means you're human. Your brain is doing what brains do under pressure. And now you have 3 things to do when it happens. Remember, nobody knows what you are going to say. Pause, breathe, give yourself the seconds you need. And if you need to, just be human with the room. Let them in. The speakers I coach who learn to handle blanks with calm don't just become less anxious. They become more trusted because the room sees someone who can stay present under pressure. And that is the sign of a great communicator. If this resonated with you, make sure you watch my next video. I'll see you there.